I want them to know that measles was eliminated in this country in the year 2000. And before that, certainly before measles vaccine, we'd have 500 measles deaths a year. We'd have 1,000 cases of brain swelling that was associated with deafness and blindness from measles. It's a bad disease. I'm a child of the 1950s. I had measles. I remember measles. It was not a childhood rite of passage. It's a serious disease. The problem is, although we largely eliminated it by the year 2000, measles is coming back because a critical percentage of parents are choosing not to vaccinate their children. And they're making that choice because not only have we largely eliminated measles, we've eliminated the memory of measles. And I hope we don't have to remember it again by seeing it come alive.
We are in the beginning stages of a potential measles outbreak, and vaccine refusal is playing a large role in the spread of the disease. This serves as an important reminder that we must get vaccinated to not only ensure our own health, but to ensure the health of others as well. It's odd to be discussing measles at all right now. The disease was declared eliminated in the United States back in 2000, but we now have roughly 250 cases, most of which are all from Texas. Now, it's not completely uncommon for there to be cases of measles in America. However, the rate at which it's spreading is concerning. Among those infected, a vast majority are either unvaccinated or have an unknown vaccination status. Vaccines work by exposing your body to weakened or inactive forms of viruses and bacteria so that your body's natural immune response can repair and defend against future infection. This greatly reduces the risk of contracting diseases and also helps minimize symptoms in the case someone actually is infected. Vaccines have been proven effective time and time again, and we can see this with the yearly flu vaccines, the COVID-19 pandemic, and also historically with measles. When looking at measles cases over the years, the development of the vaccine was by far and away the most integral step towards achieving eradication of the disease. We know that it's effective, and there's over 80 years of data to prove that. Vaccines are like getting to look at the answers to a test before you take it. They're like trying to win the lottery when you already know what 5 out of the 6 numbers will be. They may not guarantee the most beneficial outcome every single time, but they vastly increase the chances of that outcome occurring. Evidence-based research has shown that 2 doses of the measles vaccine give someone 97% immunity. That means you have a 97% chance of not becoming infected even when exposed to the virus. It's essentially a guaranteed coin flip. Now consider the other end of things. For someone who isn't vaccinated, you have a 90% chance of contracting measles when exposed. Due to vaccine efficacy and the highly contagious nature and health threat of measles, the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine is required across all 50 states for children entering school. State leaders understand just how important vaccines are, and with everyone adhering to these requirements, there should be little to no concern about disease spread or lives being endangered. But that isn't the case, and it's because of lowering rates of vaccination. From 2023 to 2024, the U.S. had the greatest vaccine exemption rates for kindergartners it has ever recorded. 14 states had exemption rates exceeding 5%. And the reason the statistic is concerning is because a 95% vaccination rate is what's necessary for populations to achieve what's called herd immunity. With over 5% of exemptions, that means even if every single child who could be vaccinated actually did get both doses, we would still be below the 95% threshold. And we can see this as over 3/4 of states had coverage rates less than 95% from 2023 to 2024. We need to fix this for our population's health, but reluctance to get vaccinated is only increasing. Part of this is due to exemptions, which includes medical exemptions that can't be overcome. However, medical exemptions haven't been rising over the years. What has been rising are misguided personal beliefs and safety concerns that deter people from vaccinations. Personal beliefs fall onto the parents. Many believe that their children should gain a natural immunity by actually contracting the disease. This logic is flawed because vaccines do just that, except with almost no risk of the health-endangering symptoms that come with diseases. Others think the likelihood of contracting these diseases or contracting these different viral illnesses is so minimal that it's just not worth getting vaccinated. This line of thinking is likely what most people thought about measles, yet it's resurfacing and many people and children are left defenseless. We wear seatbelts in cars, and even though the risk of a car crash is low, because it's better to be safe than sorry. We need to apply this thinking to vaccines. In terms of safety concerns, they can stem from sensationalized reports on social media or even large-scale news outlets that are chasing high ratings. But it's important to remember that vaccines have been around for 225 years since Dr. Edward Jenner's first smallpox vaccination in 1796. Since then, technology has only improved and focus on health has only become more emphasized across the country. If vaccines were even slightly dangerous in the short or long term, there would be countless studies and reports detailing how they should be banned. Some people may have allergic reactions, but those are rare and certainly don't explain the increase in vaccine hesitancy over the years. Measles is just one of the many diseases that stress the need for vaccines. There have been countless others throughout history, and there will likely be countless more in the future. We need to realize just how beneficial they are in protecting our health and the health of those around us. It only takes a few injections to defend against the spread of contagious viruses that can be detrimental to one's health. Vaccines are a civil responsibility that society benefits from when a majority takes that responsibility seriously.